What is this cheese? So today we're doing mystery cheese number 2. This is a cheese again that I haven't picked out. It's a cheese that that's been given to me at random, and I'm very curious to see what it is, because it mentions something about mushroom on the rind here. Kind of curious to see what it's all about. Oh, interesting. Almost like a chive and onion type smell. The smell level I would say is medium. So it's not the strongest cheese I've smelled, but definitely there's some odor there once you start to put your nose to it. So it does have a smell. Some cheeses have very low amounts. This one I think is more on the higher end, slightly higher end, but not the strongest cheese. I think that still goes to the Gorgonzola I had a while ago. In terms of the aroma, oh golly, it's got a bit of a chive smell to it, chive oniony type smell, which is interesting to say the least. Almost like a cream cheese. That's kind of what the smell I'm getting is, cream cheese with a little bit of onion chive type smell to it. Is that what it is? Tell me, what is this cheese? Why is it mushroom? What is this cheese? So in terms of the firmness of the cheese is actually, I think I would say, along the semi-firm lines of the cheese. So not the firmest, but still has quite a bit of cushion to it. And it does take a little bit of strength to cut, but not quite a lot. One more thing I can mention actually is that it's actually quite squishy. When you squeeze it a little bit, it's got a little bit of give. So it's got a bit of sponginess to it. So this cheese is a kind of like an off yellow cheese with an orange rind, which is wax. So don't eat. It looks very much uneatable. I would not eat the wax. It would be very, very much a stomach ache. Now is the moment of truth. I'm gonna try one of these small pieces and see what this tastes like now. Let's see. Oh, it definitely tastes like a cream cheese. Wow. Yeah, that tastes a lot like a cream cheese. That's the best way I can put it. A cream cheese with chive and some onions, and maybe a bit of, and the mushroom is probably in there too. Is there onions? I guess we'll find out soon enough. So we're going through our flavor wheel. There's a bit of herbalness to it. I'd say it's got quite a bit of saltiness to it as well. It's got a creaminess to it that I can't really put I can't really put words to, other than it's creamy kind of flavor. I guess, well, it's kind of a combination of like buttery and caramel, but without like the sweet tones. I wouldn't say it's like a sharp or bitter or fruity type of cheese. It doesn't really have that going on. Definitely more of the herbal aspects. Not really earthy, more the buttery caramel and the salty is kind of the most pronounced flavors, with the combination of whatever the herb mixes in. The herbs that are mixed in there, that's really definitely affecting the flavor. All right, now the actual moment of truth is finding out what this cheese is. Let's see. It is a forest mushroom Gouda. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. Okay, so for some reason I'm not tasting the mushroom as much as I thought I would. I think the mushroom flavor actually blends in with the cheese in this case, and kind of changes the cheese flavor to a different set of flavors than what maybe a normal Gouda would taste. So normally when you have a cheese that kind of mixes different things into the cheese, you lose the essence of the cheese, and it kind of becomes a totally different product altogether. So kind of like the dessert cheese that I had as mystery cheese number 1, where most of the flavor was actually like the sugar and the sweetness, and you kind of lost the essence of the cheese, which there was little bits of cheddar, but it was really hard to kind of taste. In this case, we're dealing with the flavors that tend to actually change the profile of the cheese and make it more interesting, or make it into something rather different than what it actually usually is, which is a normal, I guess, a Gouda with infused stuff. But for now, yeah, I'd say this is a cheese that that adds flavor, but doesn't detract from the cheese aspect of it. In that case, I find it to be a really good cheese, because you're able to add the flavors without actually destroying the cheese flavors in the process, and therefore you're able to really enjoy the world of cheese through this Gouda, this forest mushroom Gouda. for those of you who are interested, I managed to get a little bit more information about this forced mushroom Gouda. So the creamery that comes from is called Henry Willig, and it's located in the Netherlands. Pretty far wait for a cheese to come to Canada. The rind, as I mentioned earlier, is inedible. It's a wax rind, so it has its branding on there, but definitely don't eat it. But once you kind of like peel it off, the inside of the cheese is perfectly fine. In terms of aging, I have no idea. I wasn't actually able to find the cheese on the Henry Willig website for some reason. Sampled was obviously today. Milk source is also unknown. Was because I wasn't able to find it on their website, and no website that I found from my brief search was able to tell me which kind of milk it is. My gut says it's possibly a cow cheese, but that's just based on like the flavoring and the taste, and it's just a total guess at this point. So yeah, that's the forced mushroom Gouda. If you want to find out more about cheese, I have a couple of videos reviewing cheese and various other things, including the tamago sando, which was my recent one. And yeah, if you're very curious to learn about more, please leave a comment below about kind of what cheese you were kind of interested in, what aspects of cheese you want to learn about, as I'm just an explorer like you guys, and I want to learn more about the whole world of cheese. There's a lot more than just cheddar and mozzarella. There's just a whole whackload of cheesettes to be tried and to be tasted and to be experienced. And I still have yet to find that Czechoslovakian purple cave cheese. If anyone knows where it is, let me know. Anyway, see you in the next one.